Welcome back, everyone, to the late night review, and I'm so happy to get to this Bruce Lee documentary. It's a great documentary to me. If you love martial arts and if you love Jeet Kune Do, if you just love the whole philosophy of Bruce Lee, this is Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do. And the last time I checked, it was available for free on YouTube, and I watched it again. I've seen it a few times and a couple times recently, and I really like it. Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do is different than the other documentaries because alls it is, pretty much all this documentary is Bruce Lee in his own words, for the most part, in his own words, teaching Jeet Kune Do and his philosophy in the martial arts. Shows a lot of footage of him practicing and training with his students, especially James Coburn, and it features Dan Inosanto in here. Obviously, Bruce Lee's in it from start to finish. Has Brandon Lee in here, multiple students, and most of the time, though, for the most part, in terms of the training, the backyard training and hitting the pads and all that, kicking the big pad, is James Coburn. But it's not just that; it's a variety, and it's training. It is his philosophy from start to finish. It's Jeet Kune Do in his own words. It doesn't get much at all into the other stuff, into the movies. It doesn't get much into his career. It just is for training. This is actually this is an awesome video to have on, and I've done this too. When you're working out, having Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do is great to watch when you're working out. This video is all it is basically a workout video. Yes, it goes into a few other things, but it's mainly his philosophy on the martial arts, Jeet Kune Do. He's talking about how to throw a punch, how to deliver a kick, how to strike properly, how to bring it back properly, the whole thing. And then Dan Inosanto, they talk to him in here. It's not just the backyard training and showing punches and kicks. They do talk to Dan Inosanto, they talk to Brandon Lee in his training, and Bruce Lee in his own words primarily. You hear his voice, you hear him talking, you hear him explaining how to deliver strikes, how to deliver punches. This documentary is not one that I seen when I was a kid. It's not one that I saw a long time ago. It's actually one that I've discovered over the last few years. And primarily, I've watched Bruce Lee: A Warrior's Journey, Bruce Lee: Curse of the Dragon, other great documentaries. That I've done reviews of those documentaries as well on this channel, so you can watch those. Those are really good and good reviews, I think. Great documentaries. Bruce Lee is just a legend, and just to see this, to see him train and then train other people, and to tell you his philosophy in his own words. It's not just stuff written down. It's not just stuff that people tell you he said. He's speaking from start to finish in this video, off and on, but mostly through this whole video with his own words. And they've taken his own words and compiled it into kind of a steady chronological stream of teachings, training, and how to do certain techniques. And I enjoy it. I really do like this documentary. If you like a documentary that's focused on his career and the movies and the martial arts, then Bruce Lee, Curse of the Dragon. If you want to focus on his career, but a lot of, speculation or a lot of theories on how he passed away, how he died, then Bruce Lee, Death by Misadventure. That one is just fascinating, absolutely fascinating. I've done reviews on various Bruce Lee documentaries on my channel, so be sure to check those out. I think they're really good. But if you want to just see just a straight up martial arts documentary about Jeet Kune Do, Bruce Lee's philosophy that's just pinpointed straight at Jeet Kune Do, explaining it, what the philosophy is, what he means by what he says, and his absolute training methods for his students and what he taught, then this is your documentary. It's just, that's all this is. It's focused on Jeet Kune Do and the martial arts. That's why it's called Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do. And I seen it when I saw it the first time. I thought, wow, it's the training. It's his philosophy on the martial arts. I was wondering if they were going to get into his films, into his career, his life, career, his death, and all that. And yes, of course, they mention those things, absolutely. But I think halfway through this documentary, then I knew pretty much that this was just going to be about Jeet Kune Do because of the title, of course. It was just going to be about Jeet Kune Do, him training his students, him explaining why you do certain things and the evolution of his martial arts. And it does speak about the evolution of his martial arts, but primarily it is Jeet Kune Do. It's not a lot of Wing Chun in here, but it's Jeet Kune Do and the different fighting systems that influenced him and that he used to make part of Jeet Kune Do. And Dan Inosanto, he is in here explaining the philosophy. And he, after Bruce Lee died, he's the one who basically Bruce Lee chose to carry on the art. Of course, he's got other students teaching and just people who are really, really good at this. Dan Inosanto kind of carried the torch from what a lot of these documentaries say. And he is interviewed in here talking about Bruce Lee's philosophy, how they trained together, what Bruce Lee taught him, and then what he wanted him to teach others. And it's just fascinating. I mean, if you just want a straight up martial arts Jeet Kune Do documentary, this is your documentary. And I was waiting to do a review of this documentary. I was thinking about doing it. I'm glad I finally got around to it because it is good. And it's really good to have on, I think, when you train or when you work out. And it's a motivator too. I mean, even before you work out, like if you need to motivate yourself, if one of those days where you're not motivated is normal, you put this on, especially if you're going to do martial arts, fighting, boxing, whatever your martial art is, putting this on first, it's an inspiration. And then you can watch it when you train too. But I get a lot of inspiration from this. I like it a lot. I love watching Bruce Lee, the legend, the master of martial arts. And this is a really great documentary. Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do, I highly recommend it. If you haven't seen it and you're a martial arts enthusiast and even if you're not necessarily into Jeet Kune Do, but you're a boxer or any type of athlete that focuses on fighting, I think you'll like this. Especially for those, though, who like Bruce Lee and the martial arts, I think you'll really like it a lot. I highly recommend Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do. Please share this video, like and subscribe, hype this video up, pump it up, and you subscribe, it helps the channel. And have a good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.